Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Inspiring Educators. Again, it's your host, Teacher Brian from the Philippines. And for our episode, this wonderful afternoon in the Philippines, and I'm pretty sure it's a bright morning in their country, we do have here a good friend. Okay, he is part of the International English Language Teachers Association. Allow me to give this info about him. He is one of the most active ambassador of IELTA International, and I'm very happy that finally I got to meet him virtually to do this podcast and to know more about him, because he's one great educator. But then we would like to know, how did it start about him? Okay, how did he ended up, or how did he become a teacher? So ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome in our podcast floor, Teacher Ebenezer Aikins. Good morning, Teacher Aikins. How are you?
Thank you, Teacher Brian. I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing great, Teacher Aikins. And once again, allow me to thank you for visiting our humble podcast. And we're so excited to hear about your stories, about you as an educator. But before we go on to that part, Teacher Aikins, can you introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Okay, as you rightly said, my name is Ebenezer Akins. I am an English language teacher, and I've been teaching English language since 2016. Actually, I started teaching English language from home, let me say it that way. I started with my kids, and I've studied several aspects of English language at various levels, like teaching phonics at the elementary level, business English, and I'm also a certified trainer of teachers from the Arizona State University, and also in partnership with the online professional English network. And that's just a brief about it. I'm sure we'll get into that, and then we'll talk about other issues. Thank you.
We're just getting started, Teacher Aikins, but you are giving a very wonderful background of yours. And I was just touched, okay, because you mentioned that you just started teaching at home, but then look where you are right now, okay? You're representing, okay, your wonderful country of Ghana in the IELTA International. Isn't that, a good sign of becoming an educator? Am I right?
Oh yes, it's a very good sign. It's a privilege, and it's not something I take for granted. I never imagined getting to this point, but well, here we are.
That's good to hear. Now, Teacher Aikins, me and my listeners would like to know, how did you become an educator? Okay, because you mentioned you just started teaching at home, but then there is something that initiated you, okay, as Ebenezer, that turned out to become a teacher. Okay, so tell us your story, Teacher Aikins.
Wow. Okay. Growing up, I will say when I was in grade 3, yes, third grade, I remember most of the times my teacher will allow me go to the board and then form of demonstration, teach the class more like a teaching assistant, and then it continued through to the senior high school, where at a point I'll be acting more like a teaching assistant, teaching mathematics, economics, and other subjects. So somewhere 2015, I remember there was an issue in the house. My kids brought their assignments, and they couldn't understand what was happening. I was like, no. In order to teach these kids to their level of understanding, or to make them understand what they are doing, I have to get to their level and then know how to teach these kids. So in fact, that was the motivating factor. I chanced upon a program by the University of London offered on Coursera's platform that was supporting children with difficulties in reading and writing. after going through the program, I decided, no, I'm not going to keep this thing to myself. I have to go on a bigger platform and then deliver what I have to the greater populace. So I started out by teaching the kids at home, knowing very well that I've studied things which will make me deliver what they want, in fact, what they needed to understand, because I had gone through all the corners of the program and I was having the requisite knowledge, the skills, and everything to deliver. And when I started putting them into practice, I realized that there was so much improvement in my kids, and I thought, okay, that's fine. So I started an after-school session where I was teaching the kids. It was just a private after-school session. I teach the kids after their normal school hours, some online and then some face-to-face. And then later on, I decided, okay, I'm going to go to the traditional school and then teach. So that's how I started out as a teacher.
Wow. It was really a good journey. You were inspired when you were young because of, the teachers asking you to go in front, and then it evolved you becoming a teacher assistant, and then that specific time that when your kids went home asking for your help, you really wanted to help them, but then like you mentioned, you are still lacking during that time. That's why you decided to improve from yourself, and then the passion started there. Am I right, Teacher Ike?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. That was a really good transition. Okay, from a kid who was just being asked to answer on the board, now someone who is helping, not I suppose not just your kids, but lots of people from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
That was a really good story, Teacher Aikens. Now, we all knew, okay, this is not the first year that this pandemic has happened to us, okay? If you will allow me to tell, this has been ongoing since 2019, or I'm sorry, 2020, okay? I just wanted to know, Teacher Aikens, how did you adapt to the pandemic situation as Ebenezer and as Teacher Aikens? So I wanted to hear your story. How did you adapt as a citizen of Ghana, and how did you adapt as a teacher from Ghana?
Oh, okay. I must say that in terms of education, teaching, I was more or less prepared for this pandemic unknowingly. Yes, that's it, because in the year 2017, I got to study some programs, one of which was blended learning, personalizing education for students. So when I got into that program, I had no idea that we're going to come to this point where I was going to use technology to personalize education for my learners. And also, we are going to have an alternative means of assessing students. I had no idea about that. But once it hit us in 2020, and then the early part of 2021, I realized that all the things I've studied earlier on, this is the right time to put them into practice and also make meaningful use of them. So during the pandemic season in which we are, it's not yet gone, we are still in it. Most of the things I try doing is that I incorporate technology. I integrate technology in my class. For instance, Zoom sessions and other video conferencing platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and I have other platforms like Splash Learn, IXL, where I do engage my students for their assessment and a whole lot. So in fact, integrating technology into the classroom has been very helpful. And also, as a Microsoft Innovative Educator, I've come across several platforms on their website where, in fact, their products are good, and it's very helpful in this time of uncertainty where you don't even know what's going to happen next. Today is this, tomorrow is another thing. So integrating technology in the classroom has really helped. And as someone from Ghana, well, when it started, just as it's been done in other countries, we're looking at social distancing, washing of hands, sanitizers, and a whole lot. In fact, it's very stressful. We're just praying that it will end soon. It's very stressful. You put on a nose mask, and instead of exhaling carbon dioxide and inhaling oxygen, at the end of the day, you are inhaling your own carbon dioxide, which is not really good. It's not really good. But we are adapting. We are just hoping things will be normal, return to normalcy, and then everything will be fine. So it's been a very stressful moment. But in terms of education, we are putting in place things to curtail all these things. So it's good.
Wow. Well, I was really also impressed because you mentioned that you said 2017 you already started learning blended learning, but never crossed in your mind that you will be using it. So it is somehow you are prepared because you have an idea at the back of your mind, right, Dragons?
Yes, yes, that's it.
So it's just the execution that you have done during the start in 2020 up until now, right? You're still on that part. You're executing everything that you've learned.
Oh yes, I'm at a let me say I'm at the execution point where whatever I learned in 2017, I'm now executing those things. Because when I go to school and even at the place where I am, it's more like the level of the students are a bit, let me say, substandard. But when we integrate technology, it's better. Anytime I get a kid I'm teaching at home, I tell the parents, listen, you want the best for your kid. I also want the best for your kid. But if you take your kid to the hospital and a doctor has to just give him or her medication, you don't tell the doctor what to prescribe. The doctor knows what is best for the child. So I am the teacher. I know what is best for the child. Let go this way. And most of the parents, they agree because they want the best for their kids. I give them programs. I give them other software platforms, anything that we can use. And at the end of the day, we see the improvement. So I was prepared and now I'm executing it.
Wow, I really love that story of you adapting as a teacher. But then you also shared that, as a citizen of Ghana, it's just like the same. And I'm also happy that, it's not only in our country, in your country, everyone is praying that this would end because, yeah, we are trying to adapt. Am I right, teacher? But then it's still difficult. Okay, just like what you said, you're inhaling your own, the own carbon dioxide, which is, it's not that usual, right?
That's not a usual thing at all because ideally, you know what to do. You inhale oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide, but you have your nose mask. And sometimes you get into an environment and it's something else. You don't even know what to do, whether to take the nose mask off or to still maintain it. But we are just hoping things return to normalcy. We pray.
Yeah, well, definitely we are, Teacher Icons. And now, for the highlight of our podcast, Teacher Icons, I wanted to know, okay, not just me, actually, all the listeners, okay, the teachers from around the globe. We wanted to know, what are your best practices? What are your secrets, okay, as Teacher Icons? How do you handle your students, okay? Share it with us, please.
All right. I believe teaching is not just about going to the board and then in a way you say you are lecturing, you close your book and then you leave there. No. In order to get what you taught into the minds of the students and also for them to reproduce it, you have to bring in so many things, and those are what we call best practices, as you rightly said. So one of the things I do is that I always help them to make positive declarations, because there is some evidence that when you are encouraging students to make positive declarations about their own achievements, it can have a positive impact on their success. And this approach may have considerable potential, and it has the advantage of being cost-free. So one of the best things I do is that I help them make positive declarations. You may have gotten to the point where you think, oh, today is not good. Let me say you failed. I don't call it fail. It's a first attempt in learning. Oh yes, you got a lower mark, but tell yourself, tomorrow I can do better. I can still do better. Each day, no matter what I got today, I can still do better. And I also tap into the power of parents. Training a child or educating a child is not only the responsibility of teachers, it's also the responsibility of parents. And students spend not more than 8 hours in school, from let's say 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. They don't spend longer hours in school, no. So when they go home, I encourage the parents, this is what we are doing. I want you to help us. And that's where the learning programs come in. When you go home, supervise peer parents, just supervise your kids. Help them understand what we are doing, their assignments and everything. Don't do it for them, but guide them. Help them, explain concepts to them, because they can easily flow with you, the parents, than the teacher, because they are with you all the time. So I tap into the power of parents to make sure that what we are doing will be a success. And also, one of the things I do is that I give timely and specific feedback to my students. For instance, after an assignment, a student will be waiting. They are always interested in the score. Maybe I had 90, I had 100%, but that's not what I am interested in as a teacher. Even though I motivate you, I praise you, yes, when you get a higher mark, but I also give timely and specific feedback. For instance, you scored 20. I'm not interested in your 20%. I'm not going to say anything that will put you down. No, I will give you feedback on the areas where you need improvement, and also the areas where I think you have your strengths, so that the students at every point in time will know that, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, and this is how I can get there. So that's one of the things I also do. And I also appreciate students' efforts, no matter how little they seem. You see, motivation is not only helpful, but it is also required if learning will take place. So those are some of the things I do in my classroom.
Wow. Okay, those three are allow me to say, Teacher Aikens, the most essential. Okay, first off, the positivity. Okay, because of the situation, we try to give positive thoughts to our students that even if you fail today, there's still tomorrow. If you fail the next day, there's still another tomorrow. It's not the end of life. I also love, Teacher Aikens, when you mentioned that you try to inform the parents that they need to be involved. That is what missing right now, because most of the parents would say that, okay, we are busy, preparing things for the kids, preparing or gathering something for the family. It's your job as a teacher to educate them. But like you said, it's not only us who will work, right? They have participation. And I love, Teacher Aikens, when you said you are telling them that instead of giving answer, supervise them, guide
them. Yes, that's what I do. Let me say, yesterday, my kid brought his assignment from school, and then he was complaining that there were some, he didn't even know the page to open. He didn't know the page to turn to see that time. So I had to call the teacher. Okay, what is this? Why is this thing happening? Where is the assignment? And the teacher gave them to me. Okay, I sat him down. I said, listen, he had to write something on conjunctions. So I explained everything to him. What is the subject? We have two subjects in a sentence. We don't want to repeat the subject. We are going to join these sentences with a conjunction. Okay, what was the meaning of a subject? He was finding it difficult to answer. So I asked him, okay, I explained to him, the subject here refers to the one who's performing an action or doing anything at all. Then I read the sentence to him. I asked him, who is performing the action? He tells me, oh, okay, that's the person. Then I know that, okay, the student understands what we are teaching. But assuming you go home, this student does not understand the subject, nothing, and then you just leave everything to him to complete assignment. No, at the end of the day, he's going to score 0. Meanwhile, if you had guided him or her, you would have scored a better mark. So engaging students and then parents at the same time is one of the things I don't take lightly at all. If you're a parent, I don't think a parent will take his or her ward to the hospital and leave the ward there. So when he or she is discharged, no, the school is just like the hospital. You need to visit frequent. That's what was done to me while I was in school. My parents would come there at any time and they would try to find out what was happening in the school, how I was performing, my strengths, my weaknesses, and that is what I want every parent to do.
Wow. Well supported example Okay? That was really fantastic because that's how teachers usually give the best practices. There should be an example, and the example that you gave was, it was, allow me to say that it was remarkable because it's your own experience, plus it supports the best practice that you've just shared. This is really great, Teacher Ivins. This is really great. And
Thank you.
you're much welcome, teacher. And allow me to tag you as an inspirational teacher, not just for your kids, not just for, the students you're teaching, but for your country, Ghana, as well. Because not everyone has this kind of mindset. Okay, there are teachers who will just do their job. Okay, I'm getting paid. All right, I'll just do this and I'll go home. Teach, go home. That, they will just stick with what the profession wanted them to do. But compared to you, Teacher Aikens, I saw that you are there not just to academically support them, but to support them holistically. You're trying to build this, new generation of Ghanaian kids as a strong person, strong mind, who knows how to adapt. And that is something that your country must be proud of. Okay, to have a teacher like you, it's very rare nowadays. It's very rare nowadays. So allow me, Teacher Aikens, to tag you as one of the inspirational educators around the globe. All right?
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, and right now, Teacher Aikens, I haven't mentioned this to you while we are doing the briefing, okay? But the best part of this podcast is I usually allow the teachers to speak in their native language, okay? To get in touch with the people around them. And you might ask, why do I need to speak in my native language? First and foremost, that is, as a way of saying thank you, I want you to tell in my podcast your language itself. Plus, it is easier for you to get in touch with most of the Ghanaian people. And also to showcase your language around the globe. Because just to tell you what, Teacher Aikens, this podcast is being played around the globe. Okay, this is also in Spotify, so everyone can hear it. If they type in Inspiring Educators, let's look onto this. The latest episode is from Ghana. Let's check it out. So right now, Teacher Aikens, I'm giving you my podcast floor, okay? You could give your message to all the listeners, most especially the Ghanaian kids, Ghanaian parents, in your native language. But you could also translate it in English later. So the podcast floor is yours, Teacher Aikens.
All right, thank you. Teaher Ebenezer, and the person can say, I share for any awofoɔ any sukuufoɔ mumanye ka mom ne hu sɛ adesua no enye ɔkyerɛkyerɛni pɛ ɛna ɛna adwuma ɛyɛ awofoɔ ɔkyerɛkyerɛni ɛne sukuu mpanimfoɔ nyinaa ɛyɛ ɔmo asɛdeɛ sɛ ɔmo bɛka bom na yɛtumi ayɛ nneɛma a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ yɛtumi adi dwuma a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ sɛ ebi a ɔba ɛde biribi efi sukuu ɛbɛfi a ɛyɛ na adesua mu a ɛyɛ sɛ ɔtumi hu na ɔboa no na ngya adwuma no ɛma ɔkyerɛkyerɛni no ɛnyɛ ɔno nko ara na ɛnasɛdeɛ ɛyɛ me ne wo awofoɔ ɛne sukuu mpanimfoɔ nyinaa asɛdeɛ yɛmmoa ɛma mpuntuo ɛmmra yɛ adesua mu yɛmmoa ɛma mpuntuo ɛmmra yɛma adesua mu ɛne sukuu adwuma nyinaa mu na ne ɛyɛ a ɛbɛboa yɛn ama yɛ daakye ɛnso abɛyɛ daakye na ɔmo nyinaa sɛ yɛdam ase.
I'm pretty sure that is a very wonderful message, and I hope that all the Ghanaian peoples, once this episode is published, they could check it out, okay? Because they're very lucky to have a teacher like you, okay? Yeah, there are lots of teachers, but there are few who's dedicated to what they're doing. And mind you, dear listeners, like I've started a while ago, Teacher Aikens is very active in IELTA, okay, the organization that we have met. And I'm pretty sure that he is also active in teaching in his motherland, okay, the land of Ghana. So definitely this episode is a must to be listened, okay? And once again, Teacher Aikens, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm really honored to have you here. Your sharing is something that would be listened to, okay, for not just today, not just the next day, okay? This is already here, okay? Your ideas will be heard by everyone, okay? This is for a lifetime, teacher. So once again, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for having me on your platform. Thank you so much.
And that's it, dear listeners. You just heard a very passionate man, okay, who just wanted at first to teach his kids. But right now, his best practices being applied to his life is being used by everyone in his country. So let's be inspired, okay? To my fellow Filipino teachers, to all the teachers from around the globe, let's just not teach, but let's inspire. Let's tell the whole world that we're not just teachers, we are also life changers. And with that, thank you so much to all my dear listeners. It's another wonderful episode of Inspiring Educators. Until next episode, have a wonderful day ahead.